I wasn't planning on making any video about this subject, but I was doing a service to this CRF300 and I noticed earlier, weeks ago, even a couple of months ago, that the chain was in a pretty bad condition. It was really stiff and the links didn't really want to move anymore and it was zigzagging all over the place. So I thought, okay, maybe it's a low quality O-ring chain from D.I.D. Usually my chains last at least 20,000 kilometers with minimal service to the chain. I don't really clean them that often, but 20 to 30,000 is usually what I get from my chains. But for some reason this D.I.D. chain was failing me at 9,000 kilometers. So I started disassembling the bike and the parts, and I noticed that there might be an issue with this AXP chain protector. So I fully understand that I can be completely wrong about this, but I have a theory that this might be causing the early breakdown on my D.I.D. chain. And I'm not gonna be putting this back on the bike. Here's why.
So it seems that the chain loves the taste of this AXP Guard, but also the Guard loves to eat the chain. So it's a mutual destruction of both that we are looking at here. Issue with the Guard also being plastic, it creates these very sharp grooves where the O-rings are. And I'm guessing it's not gonna be all that good to those rubber rings in the long run. I did notice a noise coming from the Guard early on when I installed it, but thought it would be fine over time. Well, this is how it looks after 9,000 kilometers of riding. I'm going back to the stock protector, even though it's the ugliest thing I have ever seen. But it does have a rubber below the chain, so it's not gonna be as harsh on contact. Because I went from a 40-tooth rear sprocket to the 42 rear, I had to cut about half of the rubber from the stock protector to make more space for the bigger sprocket. Rally Raid also gifted me this front sprocket cover. This is awesome because now I can see the front sprocket and what is the condition on that. Also, the open design helps to repel some of the dirt inside the cover compared to the stock cover.
So, do you think that there's a valid argument that the AXP chain protector has at least contributed to the early failure of this chain? Or am I completely out of my mind and completely wrong about this? I think it has at least done some damage to this chain over the life of this bike, and I'm not gonna be putting it back to the bike. I also have to mention that I had a lot of issues installing it in the first place because the drilled holes that the AXP put on the device don't really align. Not like it's completely out of place, but I did have to drill those holes a little bit larger so that the holes would align with the bike itself. So I had similar issues with the bash plate from AXP. Now that it's installed, it has been working tremendously well. I love the design of the bash plate, and I also love the fact that it protects the linkage in the back as well. But the chain guard definitely could use some improvement. Also, I don't like the fact that the points that touch the chain are plastic instead of rubber, what they are on the OEM part. So maybe that's something they could improve. Maybe improve the tolerances, make the hole a little bit bigger because there's a lot of material to work with, and maybe put some rubber pads up and below that touch the chain and not the plastic itself, because the plastic is gonna create those hard grooves on the points of contact. Definitely something to think about. So, am I completely wrong? Put it in the comments. Or am I maybe onto something here? Put that in the comments as well, and I would be especially interested if you have had any similar issues with your chain guards, no matter if it's an AXP or some other product on the market. But it's an interesting subject, at least for me. So I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I hope AXP is not too mad towards me about making this episode. I have to be honest to my viewers. That's the number one thing on this channel. I have to be honest to you guys. And if some company doesn't like that, so be it. But I like AXP products generally, and they do some amazing things. But this particular product for this particular bike, that's not my favorite. But yeah, AXP, I'm sorry. I hope you enjoyed the episode anyway. See you on the next one. Bye.